I can give a quick one while Buck is refreshing. There we go. There is now a schema in Omni called Omni App Tracker, and this is rudder stack implemented event tracking through the app. So I actually haven't really explored the data too much yet. It actually looks like RudderStack creates a different table for each type of event, which is probably nice. So far I have only started tracking logins. So we should get to see whatever logins have happened since this went out, which was very, very recently. So there's only one. And the one thing to note here is this user ID is actually the Omni user ID. So I could join this together with our users table and actually get contextualize it with our other data. Same with the organization ID, of course. So this code is, let's see, RudderStack. For the developers in the room, there's this track event function now in the code. This runs from our server. Do not try to call it from client-side code. It will not work, and you shouldn't even be able to because it's in a server.ts file. And you can kind of see the structure here. You can create new events through the CNUM, and this properties is just a bag of a JSON blob of properties that you want to send along with the object. And it looks like RudderStack does do a kind of a nice job of exploding those into columns in the database. I don't know what it's going to do with nested data. Hopefully it's going to use a variant field, but we'll find out. So yeah, hopefully we can start getting quite a few other events tracked in here.
How quick is the data available?
Pretty quick. I'm only loading it into Snowflake every hour.
Okay.
And we could dial that frequency up or down, but at least it's received by RudderStack quite quickly.
Sweet. I'm just wondering if we can leverage it for recent content in the near future.
I think we could, and I also, it's because it's server side. I feel it's not, we are pretty much firing and forgetting, and I think it does have a little bit of like a buffering behavior built in that we might be able to tune. So I think there is a chance of data loss, but I think it's relatively low. And like I said, we could probably tune that. So I'd be in favor of that. And, we could definitely dial up the frequency as long as we're comfortable with the implications on Snowflake cost.
Well, and we could also land that recent data somewhere else for the use case, possibly. But yeah, we'll chat more. That's awesome.
Cool.
I might have
Sarah,
missed this, Chris. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sarah.
Sarah,
You are muted.
I lowered my hand, but I didn't unmute. Could we use this for in product stuff? Like, hey, you've been to this dashboard 3 times. Would you like to schedule it?
I think that's what Luke is describing, or similar use case to what Luke was describing in terms of content views and that sort of thing. So, yeah, I think we can. And in fact, I'd be in favor. What I would say is I don't want. I think this is the perfect system for that, and I don't want to have another system that's kind of like this for that. So I'd be in favor of that.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Ooh. I may have missed this, Chris, but what are we tracking today? Or what would it take? Are we tracking clicks or page views, or what do we have to do to instrument stuff across the app?
So this is everything that we track has to be decided to be tracked. And this is only happening from the server side. So right now, literally just logins is the only thing I instrumented so far. We could think about doing some blanket, every time a loader is called tracking, but I kind of would prefer to keep it clean.
Yeah.
Is it always going to be server side only, or can it be client?
I really want it to be server side only as long as possible for performance reasons.
Annika, we could easily, and Richard, maybe, well, I won't volunteer, Richard, but this is Richard's idea. We could easily create our own little client side tracker that sends data to this on the server side to send it. I was just having trouble with their client side SDK. So, but yeah, I mean, the short answer is yes, as long as we understand sort of the implications of that.
Yeah, the
It
reason
would
I was
not be a
thinking
huge
about
build.
it is I don't know if we have, and I don't even know if this would be the right way to do it, but I've had a lot of questions before about like how many queries are coming from DuckDB and how much are coming from cache and how long did the query take? And I don't know if that kind of stuff we're capturing anywhere easy to find right now. And I wondered if RudderStack could do that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the short answer is like whether RudderStack or our own thing, like easily, it wouldn't be hard to just be able to track events. And I think the hard part of that would be actually just getting the data out at the right frequency from the right place. But yeah, that is doable for sure.
Awesome.